Hey, welcome to another day of living out here. Hang out with me today. We're gonna make this coffee table, and I stole this design sorta from Matthew Peach on his concealment table, but I think it turned out pretty dang awesome. So hang out with me, and we'll make this table together.
To start off this build, as you see, I'm using a square and my circular saw to roughly cut these to 32 inches in length, so that way we have a good starting point for all of these boards. As you can see here, I'm struggling a little bit, which is normal. I struggle most of the time. And now we're splitting the board still down to a more manageable size. And we're on to the table saw, which now I'm just cutting a small little piece off of each board, so that way I can have a nice straight surface to work off of. And I'm measuring them because I'm going to make the boards 5 inches in width overall. And we're going to continue and work through these. And my saw's going to die. Why? I don't know. I need somebody to help me out here. And drop a comment below. Why is my saw cut off with it pops a circuit breaker as I am ripping very skinny pieces with this. This is a Delta table saw. So any help would be appreciated. We're getting to the final width here, and we're just finishing up cutting these. And then we're going to move on to cutting them down to their final width, which is going to be 30 inches in width. So I'm going to do this over and over and over to all these boards, and enjoy the sped up version of this because it was a pain in the butt. Well, we're moving on now. We are done with the sawing, and I am making a straight edge with my square to cut them down to a all equal size, so that way we don't have a bunch of boards that are mismatched, and we're able to put the breadboards on, and they're all a parallel open area. Think I might need some dust collection. Don't know. And here I'm just marking each of the boards so I know where to exactly put the pocket holes that I'm going to be drilling into this. I'm going to have 3 rows of them on these boards, and then we're going to go on to my favorite part of pocket holing all of them. Yay! You may be wondering why I am using a clamp on this Craig jig. Well, I've tried holding it, and it makes it where the drill bit walks. I'm not very talented, and I don't have one of those fancy clip ones. So this is what I have to do for all my pocket holes. Hopefully you enjoy. So now it is all glued up and screwed up. Now we just wait. Well, now we're just gonna sit around and wait till tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow. And here we are pocket holing some more on the breadboards that I am attaching to the sides. So we just glued them, clamped it, glued it, screwed it in, keep screwing, and we're done with that part. I flipped it over and realized that I blew out this corner at the pocket hole. So I'm mixing up some wood filler with some glue and some sawdust, and we're gonna pack it in and use the board and press it in. Well, just now got the backside sanded down to 60 grit. Now on to 120 on the top and bottom. Well, I just sort of messed up. Well, I pushed the record button. Guess what?
didn't record. So, I'll show you what I just got done. I just cut these down to their final size. And I'm gonna go back over it with 120 because it made a few little marks like that. And that. And that. So let's get to everybody's most favorite part. Sanding.
Sand, 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 all day long. I sand, sand, sand. Now we're going to start cutting the legs for the coffee table. And this is a very repetitive process. We are going to be making X legs, as you saw at the beginning of the video of the finished product. So I cut a 45, and then I set my fence up to where the table will be approximately 17 inches tall, and it just gave me a piece to put the 45 against so I could continue cutting the board so I wouldn't have to measure each and every time and put a new mark on it. So hopefully this isn't too repetitive, but it looks like it is repetitive. So enjoy this sped up version because this took forever. Now we are cutting the legs into 3 inches. I took an eighth off of one side and I'm going to remeasure, and it's going to be 3 inches total in width. And now we're moving on to cutting a half lap into the leg. And as you noticed at the start, I went ahead and cut it again because off camera I had messed it up. Now that we got 2 of them cut, I am taking the chisel and knocking the pieces off to smooth it out. And we're going to check the fitment of these 2 boards together and make sure that I didn't mess up the cuts and that they are proper. So here I'm placing everything down, gluing the legs up, and there is some play in there due to the lap joints not being tight. It's my first time doing lap joints, but I'm super excited about how they turned out. And here we just disassembled them and get into everybody's favorite part, more sanding. I think the sanding is a never-ending process, so let's keep sanding.
So we just got done sanding everything, and on here I just marked a few things to let me know where it's going to be. I also marked the bottom here to show me where I'm going to be placing it after I drill some pocket holes on the inside, and we'll be attaching the legs to the table.
And here I'm marking where I want the pocket holes exactly. So we're going to drill them, and 2 on each of the legs that are going to mount to the table. And we're going to throw some glue down as I struggle to open that bottle, and we're going to screw them into place. And now we're screwing the other side into place and drilling the pocket holes as well. So we're getting close to the end of the project here, and I'm super excited how everything has turned out so far. And I had a little bit of trouble here with the pocket holes, so I grabbed some longer screws.
So this is what it's going to look like. Like so. Now we're going to paint it. That's right, you heard that. No stain, paint. And this is what the table looks like. It's all done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with me.